This video will cover academic writing and how you can really establish a strong introduction. So this is purely about your introduction, of course your body and your conclusion, but today we're only talking about introduction in essay writing. So the first part of any academic writing is the introduction, and this prepares the reader by telling them what the topic is clearly about and what this essay will cover. Okay, so the purpose of the introduction is to guide the reader clearly into the topic that we're talking about, and it sets the direction for the essay. So you're clearly guiding the reader into this topic so that they know what to expect as they continue. And the importance of a good introduction is to capture the reader's interest right from the start. It gives clarity and focus. So this helps the reader to understand the importance of our essay. We're going into the structure of a introduction. First we have our hook, then we have our background info and a thesis statement. So the hook catches the reader's attention. Background info explains the context of our introduction, and the thesis statement clearly lets the reader know the main points. So the hook, as I said, catches the reader's attention. It can be a surprising fact, an interesting question, or a powerful quote related to our topic that we are writing about. After our hook, the background information gives the reader necessary context. It helps them understand the situation or issue before we get into a deeper discussion about our topic. And then the third component of our introduction is the thesis statement, which is the heart of the introduction, and it outlines the main ideas or points in our essay in one or two strong sentences. Okay, so some features of a good introduction: it should be clear, which means easy to understand, and concise, meaning not too long, a few sentences, and the topic, the introduction should be interesting and directly related to our topic. Common mistakes include too broad or too detailed, giving away too much in our introduction. Other mistakes is starting with a boring hook. So like we said, we should capture the reader's attention from the start. So the introduction should be short and focused, like we mentioned, about 10 to 15% of the total essay. So it should be strong enough to prepare the reader without giving too much away. And also, a common mistake is not using formal language. So this means no slang, no casual language like you're talking to a friend or family member. And it should be clear and very respectful as you are writing to someone that is very important. So in the introduction, the importance is to be specific. Avoid general, vague statements. Go clearly to the topic, straight to the point, and make it clear what you are focusing on. And another essential tip is logical flow, which gives the reader this guidance of leading naturally into our main body, avoiding any confusion. So we're going into examples of good hooks, which includes a powerful question, sharing a surprise, or telling a short story that links directly to the topic of what we are writing about. Weak hooks often sound boring or lazy. For example, starting with, in this essay I will talk about, this sounds weak already, as you can see, and it doesn't capture any attention. Remember, to catch our readers' attention is important to keep them curious about what we are writing. And also, using keywords from the essay question is important. It shows that we understand the assignment, and it keeps our introduction focused and clear. So introductions vary by discipline. It can change which depending on the subject that we are writing about. Introductions are direct and factual. They often are a broader image and more creative part of our essay. Final tip that you can use is to write the introduction after you finish your body. So you first write your body paragraph, and this makes it better and sound more natural when you write your introduction. So as the reader goes from your intro to your body, it's a smooth transition. And we have our conclusion. So to master academic writing, you must master introduction. A strong start leads to a strong essay. And we thank you very much for your attention and your time. Good luck.